Okay, we're live now. Good morning, Sir Kingsley Ime. Welcome to UC Media Podcast.
Thank you. Good
I'm happy to have you
morning.
here.
Good morning, UCE. Why did you use UCE? I let people
Yeah,
know your name as well.
that's the okay. That's Ume Collins Ebube. So just because of
Awesome.
streamer did not allow me to type everything, just because I want this process to just to come out. That's why I have to use UC.
Uh,
Welcome, sir. Good morning, sir. I'm happy to have you. Sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad to be here.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, this is brother Kingsley Ime. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your surname well, Ime or Ime. I don't know.
My my name is
Okay,
Kingsley Ime. Kingsley Ime.
Ime. It just like understand like my own surname. Cause my own surname is Ume, Umeh. So I'm like saying
Exactly.
something. Okay,
Exactly.
okay,
Exactly.
okay. So welcome to you, Similar Podcast. And today, this is the first person I'm bringing here to start this journey for this success series. So, like, my God, and do you know one thing that make me happy? Because you're a success coach. So, there's nothing that will talk about success here. I cannot talk about success that is something that is new. It's not your field. This is your area of expertise. This is where you are good at. That's why I'm happy to bring you to this show so that you just help. In fact, you're the one that is launching this show now, this success series. I'll get to interview more people who are in this journey with you. So for people that are coming out, people want to be thought leader, leadership expert, entrepreneurs who are like starting new. When they have seen videos like this, it will help them to understand things about where they are going. You understand? They get to learn from
Yeah.
masters, from kings, people are there. Uh, that's I'm happy to have you here. Thank you so much for coming to this show. I don't take for granted. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. It's amazing. I commend you for what you're about to start doing, and I'm grateful. I'm honored to be the first to grace this platform, your podcast, and I hope to maybe in 3, 5 years from now, I hope to be seeing the likes of I don't know, presidents, governors, and all that being interviewed, and then I will beat my chest and I'll say, "Hey guys, I was there before you. I
Yes.
successfully did this."
Yes, so me too. I believe something like that will happen. I believe so.
Yeah. So
Thank you so much, sir.
yeah. So thank you for the
Thank you.
opportunity to be on your podcast. One of the things that excites me about this is that Africa has a challenge. We don't have stories. We don't have trails of stories. So we have a lot of people who are successful, but there are no stories around to validate this success or to help the next generation. But I'm grateful for this generation that we are into. We're particular about listening and learning from other successful people's story. I'm excited because you're doing this. You're helping probably the next generation to come to get the opportunity to, read success stories of people who have gone through the odds, what they did, how they did what they did, and all that and all that. So, well done. Thank you so much. I'm grateful to be here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, before we start, YouTube have 10 billion plus downloads, and somebody will like come to this video. They're going can just suggest the video to them, like, wow, who is this man? I don't know about him. Okay, I have to Google him. I have to make my YouTube research, and I have to go on any social media platform to make research on him. So, but before we go through this, we would like you to basically introduce yourself to my audience. Yeah, maybe tell us about
Oh,
30
well,
seconds.
well, well, my name is Kingsley Ime. I'm a business development consultant. Um, the CEO of Kingspire Resources. As a business development consultant, I'm the lead consultant of Kingspire Resources, where we are focused on helping young people to start, grow, and make profit in their business. We do that in a way of helping people who are confused, people who are afraid, people who don't know what to do to start, with their idea to run a profitable business. So we start from that series, to help people who are aspiring entrepreneurs on what to do to start their business using their skills, their talents, their passion to create multiple streams of revenues from what they do. And of course, we also help growing organizations to expand their sales, increase their sales within a predictable number of time. period of time rather, and also make profit from their business. We are specialty in what we called workplace productivity training that helps. So this is all about the Kingspire resources. I'm a success coach, and my expertise, I love raising other leaders who are successful in other things that they do. And I am a very inspiring, inspirational speaker. So in a nutshell, that's who I am. An international youth diplomat with Mother United Nations Simulation Conference, which I attended in Accra, Ghana. I've also been a delegate speaker to the Model ECOWAS Summit as a of Sierra Leone rather. So I've had my phase as a youth diplomat in Africa and other parts of the world. I am also very received couple of awards. I've received several awards. I mean, one of them is behind me here. I just got that recently behind me here. And then, of course, I am a regular host, a regular guest on several radio and TV stations across Nigeria and Africa. So, yeah, that's a bit of a summary of who I am. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Congratulations for your award again, the JPI's award. I saw that. I was like, wow, my God. And when I read your profile, like, wow, JPI really mentored you, my God. That's a huge thing. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, now today we want to talk about this thing called success. You know, to many people, success means different things. To a pregnant woman that gives birth successfully, she will say that is a success because she gave birth to her child. So now, according to you, your journey, but before we start, what is success to you? Because we're about to tell the world what success is and what success is not. Because some people think when you have Ferrari, like normally, yeah, when a Yahoo boy has Ferrari, to him is success because he already won. That's what he have been longing for to get the Benz. That's what he have been longing for. Even the girl that sees a guy that have Benz now, you'll be happy that yes, this is a successful man. That's the person I want to marry. So now to you, what is success to you?
All
What's
right, so
success?
very quickly, I'd like us to scratch that part where we brought the conversation about Yahoo Boys. No, we don't do that here in this conversation. This is a platform that portrays the right success. So please try not to mention those kind of caliber of people into the conversation. All right, so yeah, I like the
Okay.
fact that you are asking me personally, what does success means to me? Because success in general terms can mean different things. I mean, if you're watching or listening to the podcast right now, you probably would have Googled success and the meaning of success, and you will get several meanings and definitions of success. Success is the attainment of goals. That is the simplest way I define success. Success is the attainment of goals. In other words, for you to be successful, you ought to have gotten dreams and aspirations and broken them down in form of a goal, such that when you achieve those milestones, then you can now call yourself successful as per what you wanted to achieve, right? So, for me, success means different thing in different phase and stages of my life. Success means different thing and different thing. Yeah, different things in different phases of my life. So when I started, success to me was my if I could just stand on podium and speak to people, then I'd be successful. And I because it was a desire, and that was where the part of becoming an inspirational speaker came to play, public speaker. So I have done that again and again and again and again. I've hosted several platforms. I'm actually doing a tour to different cities at the moment in Nigeria and in Africa as we're talking, right? So that at that level, success meant to me was that I should be able to speak and get people to invite me to speak. At another phase, success was me being able to write a book. So I've written my book, Start Small Sellouts. That's the title of my book. So success meant for me to be able to write the book and not just to write this book, to be able to sell. And we've sold over 600 copies as we speak. We're hitting the 1,000 mark pretty soon, right? So
Wow.
success meant that to me at that level. Success for me, I would define success, but now the more I go, the more I want different level of success. So if you say you want to be success means buying a house and having a car, it's not a bad idea. I mean, I'm telling you absolutely as a success coach, it's not a bad idea. That's what success means to you. But is that a lasting success? That's the question you want to ask yourself. So you bought yourself a Benz, you bought yourself a Ferrari. In the next 10 years, I promise you there'll be a new kind of car that will come out, probably a car that can fly at the same time. So you start the car, you drive, when the traffic is there, you turn it into wings and then you fly. At that point, Ferrari will no longer be in vogue, right? Maybe except Ferrari begins to produce such a car. So to me, success at this level is success is my ability to raise other successful young people who are succeeding in solving problems in their different communities and creating products and services out of it, turning it into a business. So that's why I am a business development consultant, and that's been my mission. My mission is to save businesses from dying. My mission is to save ideas from dying before they come to manifestation. So success to me at this level that I am is my drive to raise other successful leaders in their different fields that is connected to their passion, to their skills, to their talent, to whatever it is that they want to achieve. So for me, that's what success is at this moment.
Okay. Wow. That's good. Just like you said, when I was saying about this Yahoo guy, you said I shouldn't say about that. Now we're about to talk what success is not. What is not success to
Okay.
you?
All right. Okay. So to it's difficult to tell you what success is not. You know why? Because what you say is not success to you might probably what is success to other people. But I like us to look at the let us put it on a scale of when we're in senior high, like senior high, like in secondary school. In our senior high, high school, we some of us did science, some of us were in the laboratory. There's an experiment that is very popular, the use of the litmus test paper, right? So when you put the litmus test, for those who are science students, the litmus test will show the authenticity of the chemical properties and the compound of that. If it shows blue, is this? If it shows red, so for me, I would say the litmus test of success is how long is it going to last. So for me, success is not house. Having a house is okay, right? But that is not lasting success. Let me use the word lasting success. Lasting success is not owning a house. You can have a house. I mean, if you go to your country home, to your villages today, the houses that were built in 1992, 1995 that were seen as the best houses today are seen as old school. In fact, they are seen as old houses. There are new modernized houses. So if you say that success for you is when you own houses is okay, but it's not a lasting success. Okay, you say you having cars is success. It's correct. Having cars is a success, right? But it's not lasting success. Having what else? Having a wife and children is success, but it's not lasting success. You know what lasting success is? Lasting success is your ability to identify your purpose, your calling, and what gives you fulfillment in life. That's what lasts, and living it on a daily basis. That is what success is. That's what I will call lasting success. Your ability to identify, to discover, to know what your purpose is, what your purpose is in connection with your passion, or scratch that in that helps you live a fulfilled life. That's what success is. If you do not, and lasting success, every other thing is rotating around it. So if you find your if you find your purpose, what gives you fulfillment, what makes you live a life of impact, and you live it on a daily basis, if you die, you will die a fulfilled person. But if you're not living your purpose and you acquire wealth, you will have successfully acquired wealth. You would have successfully been successful, but deep inside of you, you don't find fulfillment. Have you read the have you read the things that Steve Jobs said when on his dying bed? Go and do research um, about highly successful, financially successful people. What were they saying at their dying bed? That's going to show if they really lived a lasting success or if they did not live a lasting success. So for me, that's the definition.
Wow.
So if if cooking and serving people meal that will help them live, have a healthy living is what drives you, is what you have seen as your entire purpose in life. And you live it on a daily basis such that if you die today, you find yourself fulfilled in it. Then that is a lasting success. Why? Because in you cooking and serving a healthy meal, you have helped other individuals to live a healthy life. Then that's success. That's lasting success because you have passed on impact to another life and you have seen them become better. So it's now left for you, which my business development sense comes into play. How you can turn that your purpose and your skill and your passion into a meaningful business, such that you are living your purpose in your business. All right. So that's what I would say. Success is not cars. You can have cars, but it's not it. Success is not houses. You can have houses. It's not it. Success is not even marriage. You can be married, right? Of course, marriage is element of living a fulfilled life, right? But when you are in a marriage where you are not living a fulfilled life, then you see you're living every day as if you're living in hell. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So those are a few things I would want to
Yeah.
say about that. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. Wow. I'm learning big time here. Wow. Thank God I started this with you. Okay. Now, like I said initially, Ubon King said, when you see the glory, ask for the story. That was why I started this. Now I've seen the glory in Brother Kingsley Email's life. So now we want to know about the story. Tell us a story of how you started in your journey of success and how you're going now. So I'd like to share a story on this platform. Feel free, sir. Thank you.
I, I'm grateful that you talk about the story and the glory. I won't be surprised if that statement you heard from me because I have been one of the people that have been pushing that the glory is great, but don't just be carried away with the glory. Look for the story in the glory, right? Because every success has a story. Every star has a star. We see the star shining. We don't ask for the scar that they carry, right? So for me, I don't know how you want me to start my story because my story is always very long. Well, I was
Hmm.
blessed not to have everything I wanted in life. If I had everything I wanted, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. I lost my father
Hmm.
21 years ago, and life became very interesting for me. Life turned around for good after the passing on of my father. I believe that it was the help of the Holy Spirit that helped turn that pattern and turn that journey into a positive one. I love my father, my late father. I wish I see him every day. I wish I can have the son and father bond, but then he's gone, right? He's passed on. However, what happened was that when my father passed on, life became interesting. I almost dropped out of secondary school, but my auntie, I give credit to her, Mrs. Angela Raphaelupong. Mrs. Angela Raphaelupong was the one that rescued me from dropping out of school. She, paid my tuition fees for my high school, my secondary school, my senior high. That's my senior secondary school, and I was able to graduate and I wrote the SSC and I came back home to Port Harcourt where my mom and my sibling was. Life was very interesting for us, living a life where your mom is the one that is feeding, having three hungry boys to feed, having to pay for the roof over their head, that's house bill, and all that. So for that reason, I never lost hope of going to the university, that's higher education, college. I never lost that dream and that aspiration, but it was the reality on ground was that it wasn't going to be possible, right? So my first, because of that, I had to go look for a job after I came out of high school. I had to go look for a job. My first job was to be a borehole seller. So in Port Harcourt, where I grew up, borehole sellers are people who have water system in their houses where they drill the borehole, the water from the ground. They are the one that drill it. They are the one that use their water themselves, and then they kind of bring out a pipe outside for people who don't have water in their compound and in their houses to come pay and fetch and go use. So I was the attendant. That was my first job as the attendant, and my salary back then was less than $5 a month. It was less than $5 in a month. It was less than, I'm emphasizing, it was less than $5 a month. And By that I mean in naira, it was 1,500 naira. That was my salary in 30 days. I usually joke about it when I share my experience in when I'm teaching on different platforms across Nigeria and Africa. I usually say that my lunch was pure water and puff puff. Pure water is actually sachet water, not bottled water. Sachet water and puff puff. Puff puff is one kind of a snack that is, it swells up and you have to chew it and to enjoy it. So if I take any kind of lunch, so imagine me taking water and snack as my lunch every day. Because if I eat what I want to eat, my salary will be gone. So that was where my journey started from earning 1,500 naira a month. But guess what? I was ashamed. 8 years I had not gone to school, so to the university. So after my high school, I couldn't go to college for 8 years. I was at home, right? It wasn't because I was writing jam and jam was jamming me. No, it was jam is a UT is another exams you write in Nigeria for you to be able to qualify to go for college after your high school. So I couldn't write. I was at home for all those 8 years because there was no money to go to college. There was no money for me to go to college. So what I basically did was I started borrowing books to read. So this is a signature of books. You could see. I started borrowing books. You could see my library here. You see the books up, down, about three steps, and we're still trying to add one on top again. So I was borrowing books to read because I felt like my classmates, about 60% of them, had already gone through school, getting ready for youth service, and I still had not seen the four walls of the university. Right. So that was the inspiration for me. So I started borrowing books to read within this 8 years period. Fortunately for me, I didn't read fiction books. I read non-fiction books. So I read books on the personal development category. I read books on leadership. I read books on success. I read books on entrepreneurship. I read books on finance. Books from Les Brown, John Maxwell, John Masson, um, Anthony Robbins, Brian Tracy. You could name them. I would read these books and Bob Proctor of late memories, blessed memory rather, and the rest of them. So in the process of my reading these books, guess what it was doing for me? It was developing me. It was making me to see life in a bigger perspective. So as I was reading these books, I began to understand things like dream, things like vision, right? So dream, vision, and goals. Those things were the realities that began to hit me. They were the realities that began to hit me that it doesn't matter where I'm coming from. If I have dreams and I am committed, consistently pursuing and growing in my direction of what I want to become, I can actually become successful. So those were the foundations for me. Those were the foundations. So from there, I would, in my city, Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria, where I grew up in my city, I would jump from, I would jump from one city, one seminar venue to another. I would jump from one seminar venue to another just to attend seminars and grow myself. I just wanted to grow, right? So that's the background of the story behind it. It was rough, it was tough, and there were days where I would come back home and there would be no food to eat because the food was not enough. I'd have to leave it for my siblings, But from there, I started getting job. I now moved from there to working in a school where I taught the elementary classes, and then from working in school in the education sector, I moved on to work in the banking and finance. From working in banking sector, I went on to work in a food processing company, and that's how it all. So that's the journey for me in a nutshell and in summary of how it all began on the background. So my story are always in different phases. That's the phase. So I don't know if you want to ask a question or you want me to continue. I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe your
No,
questions will guide me
continue,
to
continue, sir.
tell my
Continue,
story.
sir.
How
That's the part of the
how do
journey.
I
I'm
just
flowing through the journey.
continue? All right. So the next part of it. So the next part of it is that I began to. I haven't read these books. I haven't discovered my own purpose. Because in case somebody is watching and he's saying, "Okay, so how do you discover your purpose?" Well, there are three ways that can be a pointer to your purpose, which help me. The first pointer is your passion. Your passion could be a clue to your purpose and what you're built to do, what you're created to do, what your creator created you in this world to solve. It could be in your passion. Maybe your passion is about speaking up for the less privileged, or child labor, or child trafficking, or what do they call this? Domestic violence. Maybe your passion could be the boy child. Maybe your passion could be the girl child. Maybe your passion could be helping reduce the high mortality rate for death among pregnant women and their kids. Whatever it is. So passion could be a pointer to your purpose. Number two, your talent could be a pointer to your purpose. So those who are highly talented with their vocals or with their ability to play the instrument do usually end up as musicians or music producers, or probably even own a music school or maybe a music studio or something, right? So that's the second one. And then the third one, of course, is your skill. So I tell people that becoming a carpenter is not a talent. It's a skill. Becoming an electrician is not a talent, it's a skill, and those skills are being developed, right? So those are some of the pointers. So for me, I discovered that I had, of course, your gift, you're not what you're naturally gifted at, what people struggle to do and you can do easily. And that could be a pointer. So I looked at it, and I knew about this in the process of me reading books. Remember, I had not still gone to school yet, but I was reading all kinds of books. I read several kinds of books on personal development, right? So for me, when I started looking at those things, I realized that, okay, Kingsley, what are you passionate about? I know that for sure. I am highly passionate about I'm passionate about helping people to succeed. That's where the success coach thing came to play. I'm passionate about helping people to succeed. So if I have to show up like this, that I'm showing up, and with the hope that my story will inspire and help somebody become successful, it gives me all sense of fulfillment. So that's for me, one of the criteria that I like using for success, right? So and the next question I ask myself, Kingsley, what are you gifted at? What are you really good at? So I realized that I'm a very good teacher. I can really teach. I can break down things, explain, teach it, and bring humor, bring engagement, help people love it. And that's why today I'm one of the highly most sought after speaker in my generation. I don't know what you say, but that's what I believe. Whether it's a reality or it's coming to reality, it's my belief that I am a highly sought after speaker, and it's happening. So I've had speaking engagement. I mean, we had to reschedule this our podcast for again and again. We've been rescheduling it for like about 3 weeks now. That's to show how busy I have been, and finally we're able to
Yes,
get this,
yes,
and
yes,
that's the
yes,
truth.
yes.
So yeah, yeah. So when I ask myself, what's my passion? So my passion is to help people become successful at whatever they want to be in life. What am I gifted at? I'm very gifted at teaching, right? So what did I do? I combined my passion and my gift, and I created a skill out of it. And what's that skill? Public speaking. Public speaking is not a gift.
Wow.
It's not a gift. Teaching is a
I'm telling
gift.
you.
Speaking is a gift. Public speaking is a skill. And your
Mm,
talent is the third one that gives you a pointer to your purpose. So your talent, that you're talented, people admire people who are talented, but they pay people who are skilled. So you can be
mm.
talented, you'll be admired, you'll be celebrated. But when you are able to turn your talent into a skill, that's when you get paid. And that's what we do as a business, as a business development consultant, as a coach. I help people go through that journey and that process because I've been through it. Right. So that was what was happening for me. That's what helped me. I discovered that I'm good at teaching, and I started my journey as a speaker. Nobody gave me the platform to speak. Les Brown will say the people that make it in this world, they look around for the circumstances that they want. If they cannot find it, they create one. For the past 8 years, I was at home. I couldn't go to school. I was reading books, and I had discovered my talent. I discovered my passion. I'd known that I began to prune my skill into public speaking. So I went out to look for where I could speak for free, but nobody was giving me platform to speak because I was a nobody. Nobody, I had no name. Nobody knew my niche. I didn't even know my niche at the initial start. I just wanted to be a motivational speaker, right? So
I'm
I didn't
telling
really
you.
know my niche. So I just wanted to go out there and to speak and to do other stuff. But guess what happened? As I began to prune it, um, Les Brown, I watch Les Brown. He's my all-time hero. He's my role model. I won't say he's my mentor because I've not met him one on one. We don't have a direct
Yes,
conversation,
yes,
but I've
yeah.
read his books, listening to his tapes, and watch his speeches. In fact, I modeled him when I started my journey until today. He's one of the greatest influencer of my life. So Les Brown will say the people that make it in this world, they look around for the circumstances they want. And if they cannot find it, what do? They create one. So when I went out to ask people to give me opportunity to speak, that's the part of the story of my career, how it started now. Nobody gave me the platform to speak. Nobody gave me the opportunity because they didn't know me. I said, okay, what do you do, Kingsley? They are not giving you opportunity. Create one. So I went on to create
Mm,
my own. I
wow.
went out to start my own platform called the Achievers Conference. The Achievers Conference. So I would I actually wanted to go host in a neutral venue, but I didn't have the money. So obstacles are going to come in your journey. What do you do? Do you quit when obstacles come, or you think and navigate around it? Somebody said when you are being pushed to the wall, do not try to bounce back, break the wall.
Break
That's
it.
Jamie Pagel that said that.
JPI, JPI.
Break the damn wall, right? And then secondly, another person said, whatever you have to do, whether you have to go through it, go under it, go above it, go around it, just make sure that you go through the obstacle so as to be successful and
Mm,
achieve whatever it is that you want. So for me,
mm,
no was always a motivating factor for me. I go, they tell me no, I come back to think. So when they said no to me, I said, okay, let me start mine. I started the Achievers Conference. What was the aim? It was to bring achievers, people who have achieved success in life in the society, to come and share how they did it so that other people could learn, other young people could learn. I grew up in a ghetto part of town, but I'm not no longer there. So there were a lot of crime in my area. There was street gangsterism, drug peddling, and all that stuff, right? So I felt that the Achievers Conference will help redirect the purpose of these young people. I felt that the Achievers Conference will help change their mindsets and help prepare them to to develop skills that will help them become relevant in the marketplace, right? So basically, what we're doing was it was a capacity building conference, the Achievers Conference. So I would reach out to notable names and make them speakers, right? Why I add myself. So the first venue I wanted to use was about 35,000 naira, everything about 30, 40,000 naira. And I didn't have 30, 40,000 naira to start. I went to someone to borrow me in the name of Keo Baba. He's a comedian, also a role model to me. He's a comedian and a conference speaker as well. So when I went to meet him, he told me, okay, nice idea, nice concept. How much are you looking for? Excuse me. I said, I'm looking for 30,000 naira. And he laughed. He said, if you cannot do an event of 30,000 naira, Kingsley, how would you be able to do an event when it's worth 3 million naira? When you have to put 3 million naira, 5 million naira? He said, you know what? I'm not giving you a dime. Go, leave this place.
Kai,
Go and
Kai,
raise the money.
Kai.
When you go and raise the money, when you have raised the money, whatever is the balance, come back. I'm going to give it to you, right? So that was what he told me, and I said okay, and I left. I started thinking, okay, so how do I do this? And in the process of my thinking, which a lot of young people don't like doing, we don't like to think, we worry and we give up. But you don't give up in the face of your dream. If you are really, really passionate about your dream, you can't even sleep. You can't sleep honestly because it's something that is burning on the inside of you, right? So I couldn't give up on my dream. No, my dream was just too big for me to give up. So guess what I did? I kept thinking, and an idea dropped in me. He said, okay, Kingsley, you're doing a capacity building conference, right? Young people are going to be gathering, right? I said yes. He said, do you know what you do? How about you meet small business owners and tell them that you will give them opportunity to advertise what they do in your conference, and you put their logo on your flyer, and they will support your event with just 5,000 naira. That was boom, the idea, the eureka moment that came for me. And I reached out to about 4, 5
Kai.
small
Business
businesses.
sense.
You know, that was it wasn't business sense for me as at that time. Today I can call it business
Chad.
sense. It was a shared passion to overcome challenges, to overcome
Mm,
obstacles, because they will come, and they will come in truckloads. Are you going to quit? And if you overcome one challenge, another is going to show up. That's what Les Brown said. He said, if you are not coming out of
yes,
a challenge, you are entering another one. You must be ready
I'm
to
telling you.
solve challenges as they come. So, I reached out to these individuals and they paid. So I didn't even go back to KO Baba again. I didn't go back to him again because I was able to source the money, and I was able to host that event. And then secondly again, because using a neutral venue was expensive for me, I told myself, okay, well, okay, before I raised the money, I said, let me go to churches. I went to churches and I told them, look, I want to organize a conference and in your church for your youth members. The pastors did not say yes. They said no because, and I don't blame them because, I mean, to be a pastor is not, to pastor a church is not an easy thing. To gather flock is not an
Yes.
easy thing. And if you
Yes.
don't know where you're coming from, you don't just show up and then want to come and ride on the hard work that they have done. That's number one.
Yes.
Number two, they are not sure of what I'm coming to teach. So I don't bring
Yes.
doctrines that is against their belief system. So they bounce me. A lot of
Yes.
the pastors, they turn me down. And because
I,
I still didn't want to give up, I said, what do I do? I went back again. I said, this time I'm going to sell this. I use my church as an example. If you're coming from an outside, I attend United Evangelical Church, formerly known as Bible Church. That's actually my church. In case you're watching, shout out to you that is watching. Yes. Um, so my church, we don't accept people who we don't know to come and host events. No, we must be sure because we believe in the doctrine of the Bible and the Holy Spirit. So we don't know what you're coming in, what principle and doctrine you're coming with. So it's not easy to get a yes to host an event in my church for the church. Get me right, for the church, because not because they don't want you, but because they have to vet and be sure who you are and where you are coming from. So I use my church as an instance, and I told myself, okay, so if I wanted to host this event in my church and I am not a member of my church, what will I do? I asked myself, who am I targeting? I'm targeting the youth and young people. I said, okay, there are arms of the church. There's a youth arm of every church. There's a women's arm of the church. There's sisters arm of the church. There's brothers arm of the church. There is men's arm of the church. I took the idea, went to another church, sold the idea to youth pastors and youth president. I told them, look, I want to organize an event in your church that will help your church youth to gain employment, to know how to answer interviews when they are invited to attend interviews, right? And then, of course, and they also learn how to raise capital to start business, how to market their business. So we're organizing this event in your church for your youth. Now, I am going to bring the resource persons. You don't have to pay a dime. And these are people that it will cost you. So that was me pitching my conference idea to the youth president. I was pitching it to them and they bought it and owned it. So I am now the convener of the Achievers Conference, but the youth president is the host, or the youth pastor, or the church pastor is the host. So that's how I created the flyer, myself the convener, the president or the pastor as host of the event, and then I have guest speakers. So that's how I started my whole journey into public speaking proper. I hosted my
wow.
first
Wow. Wow.
conference in 2013. That was 8 years after staying at home and attending and getting part-time jobs and not going to school, about reading books and going to work, right? So that's when I hosted my first conference, the Achievers Conference, in 2013. That year, I went on to host that conference in about 5 different churches because I was really hungry to create impact. The same pattern, the
Hungry.
same way.
Hmm.
So now is the youth president that is taking my event to the pastor for endorsement. He's no longer asking the pastor, can we host? He's now telling the pastor, look,
Ah,
we are having this event that we want to organize and we're having outside our SAP. We just want you to know.
simple. You don't need permission again.
I started.
Wow.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
Yeah. All right. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm getting calls coming in. Sorry, the network is
Okay,
from
I
my
understand.
end. I'm getting calls coming in. I apologize. Can
Okay.
you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you clearly. I can
All
hear
right.
you.
So I continue. All right. So in summary, that was how the whole journey for me began. Right. So I moved from I moved from I moved from that level to organizing seminars. So people started knowing me as a speaker, as a motivational speaker, as the convener of the Achievers
Mm-hmm.
Conference. But then as I went on, my desire to do more began to increase. I didn't just want to host conference seminars. I wanted events that would develop skills, capacity, So that's how my journey began. And then today, then we were doing from church to church in a neighborhood. Now I'm hosting the Profitable Business Masterclass. Remember, I have evolved from just speaking to helping entrepreneurs and young people get into entrepreneurship. So we are now hosting the Profitable Business Masterclass from different cities. We've done about 4 cities in Nigeria so far. We hope to hit 7 cities by the end of the year or more. So we've done Calabar, the city of Calabar, the city of Uyo, the city of Owerri, the city of Port Harcourt. We're hitting 2 more cities by the end of October, and we'll continue like that. So as at the time of this interview, we're hosting, and probably by the following year, we hope to start hosting our conference in different countries in Africa. That's the goal, to host in different countries in Africa. So that's how my whole journey started. From earning 1,500 naira to becoming the CEO of a company where I also help other young people to begin to start their own business, grow their own business, and succeed in their own businesses. So that's the summary of my story. Yeah, I finally did went to school. I went to school in 2013. I'm a graduate of business admin and management, and I'm still aspiring to go to more, take more courses. I've attended and paid for several leadership and personal development trainings as well. 2018, I was in Accra, Ghana. 2019, I attended Quantum Business. No, 2018, I was in Accra, Ghana. What did I do in 2018? No, 2018 was Daystar Leadership Academy. So I did Daystar Leadership Academy in 2019, and I went to Accra, Ghana in 2020 for Model United Nations Simulation Conference. In 2020, I attended JPI Leadership Institute. In 2020, that same 2020 rather, I went to Quantum Business School. 2021, I attended JPI Leadership Institute. In 2022, I attended Godly Leadership, Guardians of the Nations International Leadership training with Dr. Linus Okorie in Abuja, in the city of Abuja. So I keep developing myself. I keep growing every day. I want to improve. And that has been my journey. So success for me has never been a static definition. It's been from one phase to the other. Right now, we started an arm of our company called Kingsley Business Academy. And our goal in the next 10 years is to raise 10,000 entrepreneurs in Africa who are going to be running their own business with revenue of at least $1 million a year, both in their assets and in revenue. That's our vision. That's our goal. We are not clear how we're going to do that, but we believe that Africans need to rise up and solve African problems and create businesses out of it in order for them to maximize what's happening. We don't need to keep waiting for foreigners, for the people from Europe, from Asia to come and take advantage of the heavy problems we're faced with today. Because as an entrepreneur, I can tell you, problems equals to profit. The more you have a problem in a particular region and you are able to solve it, the more people will give you money for the solution. So we can say Nigeria at the moment of this podcast is going through a lot. Nigeria is actually a ripe market for businesses. It's actually a ripe market for businesses. Why? Because we are faced with a lot of challenge. We have educational challenge. We are having power sector challenge. We are having road transport challenge. We are having what challenge don't we have in this country? We have several challenges.
We have
so it's
lot.
not left for us as Africans. It's left for us as Nigerians to identify the challenges and the problems that is prevalent in our community, create solution out of it, package those solutions in form of products and services, and offer it for a fee. That's what business is to me. So thank you so much for having me on the show. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Wow, key lesson here is this: you'll be developing yourself often and on. Somebody will say, "Do you know how much it costs to go and learn from Goatney?"
Okay, just hold on a second. Just hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to check my sound, and then I hope that it works back. All right. Can you hear
How is
me?
it now? Yes, I can
Can
hear
you hear
you.
me? Okay.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
All right. All right. So
Okay.
you can speak up a bit. Go ahead.
Okay. The key lesson here is you keep developing yourself often and on. You can hear me right now. Can you
I
hear
think
me?
I'm gonna have to make do without this because I can't hear you.
Okay, okay, let's see. Okay, how is
All
it
right.
now?
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, you can hear me
Go
clearly
ahead.
now. Okay.
I
The
fainting
key
it, but go
lesson here,
ahead.
okay. The key lesson here is, can you hear me clearly? I'm holding my mic now. I don't know if you can hear me clearly
I
now.
think it's my system, but go ahead. I'll try.
Okay, the lesson here is that you'll be developing yourself often and on. You'll be developing yourself. For you to go to learn from only this Abuja, for you to learn from Linus Okori alone, I know what it costs you. It really costs you a lot. But the thing is that so people who want to be successful, they can't even develop themselves. They don't want to spend money. They don't want to build capacity. They don't want to spend. In fact, they don't want to build relationship because for you to go to another level in life, you have to build relationship that will transform you, that will shape you, and put you to another degree in life. Now, I don't know who said this. I don't know who said this that your okay, that one is a Christian something, is a church something. Let me not talk about that one. But it is that I've learned from your journey. Anybody listening to this, well, let me just say that I want to say that when you learn from your fathers are people who have gone far before you. It will take you degree to get to where they are, but it will take them degree. Why is it going to take them degree? Because they have been there. When you just speak, the relationship is there already. When they speak, anything they want will come.
Okay. So
It's the only
yeah,
degree.
yeah. So that we don't get issue with the sound, I think you need to take the mic in a bit downward. So, but I'm hearing you now. I'm hearing you now. All right. So just go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me just not go. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm
Okay,
hearing.
okay, very well. All right. So now this is it. People don't want to spend to develop themselves. You develop yourself in different. When it comes to leadership, I know you've been there. Leadership, entrepreneurship, you spent a lot. Now the money you are even making is the money you used to develop yourself in that area, in this leadership area, may not be the money you are making from the thing you are even building yourself on. Can be the money you are getting from your salary or from your teaching, since you love teaching, right? Are
Okay.
you
No. So
following?
so the thing is that the development I was doing was in line with where I was going to. Right. So
Okay.
yeah, so I love three things I stand for. I stand for entrepreneurship, public speaking, and leadership. Those are my three core. But at the moment, I drive a lot of entrepreneurship conversation. I want to be seen as that business consultant that helps businesses, specifically for the meantime, small businesses and growing businesses, right? But because I understand the fact that we can be multi-talented, but we cannot succeed all at once in our multi-talent. We need to focus on it one or two, build it so much that when we have achieved some level of success, we can now ride on that success to now work on the other one. So I run my business, I earn revenue, I earn income, I charge for trainings, I charge for consulting. My books are sold every now and then across Nigeria and Africa, right? So, but it was as a result of my attending these several. So I mentioned the Dr. Linus Okore, and that was a scholarship though, but I had to transport myself to Abuja to accommodate myself and be a part of the coaching thing. It's not only on leadership. I've attended several entrepreneurship business schools, entrepreneurship trainings. Mostly I paid for them. I've attended a lot of online courses and certification, as well as non-certification courses that has helped me in the journey. Point I'm making is that you will never find a successful person who did not spend time to develop himself. If you see a successful person who did not develop himself in his success, he inherited that success. And I bet you, if he doesn't go ahead to develop himself or herself, I can guarantee you in the next few years, that person may not last on that journey. So if you inherited, somebody said you can, you cannot inherit success. You can inherit wealth.
Hmm.
You cannot
Wow.
inherit success. You can inherit wealth. Well, to some extent, I agree with him, because the success that your parents or your cousins or your first generation had and passed it on to you, if you don't develop yourself to maintain or improve on that level of success, you probably may end up being failing in that part, right? So in your journey as a person, you must ensure that taking development is key. Paying for courses, paying to attend trainings. And somebody might say, well, we have too many acclaimed coaches here and there, and all that and all that. How do we know that they are real? Then I tell you, look for people with proven result, people that have results. Let them coach. You want to, for instance, before I released my book, my current book, I for two years before I wrote my book, I went for a book marketing course from someone who is good in book marketing. Emeka Nobis is my coach. I went to pay. I didn't go to him and say, sir, mentor me, because sometimes we try to cut corners. We want somebody to mentor you so that you will be learning for free. And at yet in that mentorship relationship, there is no value you're bringing to the table. How does that work? Right? So I went to him and I've seen him again and again. He's written, I think, 17 books, if I'm not mistaken. There was a year he wrote 6 ebooks all in 1 year and made over 4 million to 6 million naira selling those ebooks. I was like, if this guy can do this, he's the best person for me to go and learn how to market books. So I went to him, paid and attended his book marketing course, and that has paved way for me today. When I wanted to start building my company, I went to entrepreneurship school. Not just entrepreneurship school. I started building entrepreneurship. When I wanted to do my consulting services, going to consulting, I paid to go attend some of those courses. I did some free stuff, right, to help me. So in this journey, you can't sit and fold your hands and be successful. See, what gave you the success that you are having now? Like you're starting this podcast now. It's because you have the knowledge of, let's use, for instance, today we are using StreamYard. Today we are using, StreamYard to have this interview, and we're using YouTube. It's because you have the knowledge about StreamYard and YouTube. If you don't have the knowledge, you will not use this platform. Probably there could be a better platform than this until you pay, if need be, to get to the level where you learn about those things. You won't be able to use that platform that can now give more effective exposure, visibility, and make people to see more. My emphasis is this: your level of success today is by the level of knowledge you have in the past. Your level of success tomorrow is going to be determined by the level of knowledge you are putting yourself through now. Does that make sense?
Wow.
All right. Thank you
Sir.
very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, before you go, we just have
Yes.
3 minutes to go. Before you go, I don't need to ask you about your advice, because your advice has already been part of the story. You talk about building relationship, going to pay for courses. You already advised. I wanted to ask that question. But now, before you go, I want you to talk about that your book, Start Small, Sell Out. Am I right?
It's because you have not
Start Small,
bought it.
Sell
As we finish, you are dying.
Out. Tell us about the book. I want to know about that book, sir.
All right. So the book, Start Small, Sell Out. First and foremost, when I was writing this book, I said I was going to write a book that anybody around the world can pick this book, and the book will make a lot of difference in their business. I was writing the book not for Nigeria or Africans alone. I was writing the book for every young person out there who are confused on how to start, because I have gotten a lot of questions. People come back to me again. I did a lot of coaching and consulting to people. They will come back to me again and again and again, and they keep asking the same question. Please, sir, I want to start this business. Oh, I'm having this idea. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Oh, I don't have capital. Oh, I don't know how to market and sell my products. And I kept, they will come for the coaching sessions. I'll take them through. Of course, they will pay for it. And they will go back to apply what I've shared, and they will come back with testimonials again and again and again. And so my fee, my coaching and consulting fee, began to go up. So my fee now is up. I'm not too expensive, but I'm not cheap, right? So I said, okay, for those people who may not be able to afford to pay for my coaching and consulting service, and of course it takes a lot of time. So if I want to do a coaching session with 20 people in a day, I'll probably die, because each session is going to weigh a lot out of me. But 20 people can actually buy my book in a day, and they will read it from wherever they are, right? And it will make a lot of sense, and it will make a lot of difference. Sorry, let me cover my face so you guys can see the book very well. I'm sure you guys can see the name. Start Small, Sell Out, proven strategies to start, grow, and make more money in your business as a beginner. So the book has 3 parts. It has the first part of starting. What do you start? I have the 5+1 formula that you can use to start any business. People say that they don't have capital. That's the reason why they start. There's a misconception about capital. Every time you mention capital, people are thinking of money. Money is the last. You don't need money to start a business. You can argue that. I've proven it here again and again. If you go on my timeline, on my social media timeline, you will see proofs. A lot of testimonials are there. People read my book and said, I never believed that I could start a business without money until Mr. Kingsley opened my eyes to it. There are several capitals that people don't take advantage of. There's the social capital, there's intellectual capital, there is relationship capital. There are a lot of capitals, but we don't look at that. We're looking at the money, right?
Yeah.
So the book here will help you know how to raise money to start your business. There are 5 basic ways to start any business and you will become super successful in it. You can start as an apprentice, that's working under. So I want to become an engineer and I don't have money to go to college to study engineering, electrical engineering. I can go as an apprentice. The Igbo brothers, your people, Igbo people, they do that a lot and it's working. It's already a proven strategy that has been used over and over in generations. Harvard Business School, they have done a review and a course on it already. So it's a proven pattern that you can do. Apprenticeship, that's an example that you don't need money, but you will gather a lot of experience and then you start. Then the next one is internship. You know, I mean, there are a lot of them in the book. Let me not spoil it, so you go and buy the book. The essence is for you to buy it. Then the growing part of the business is I wrote four things that you can do that will cause your business to die, or that you are doing ignorantly and you don't know, and your business is dying. One of those things is selling on credit or selling in debt. You don't sell on credit no matter what. And when people are starting business afresh, they are scared. They want to really sell. So because they want to sell, they are willing to sell in debt. See, when you sell in debt, you put your capital in debt. Your capital is your bloodline for your business. It's your oxygen for your business. It cannot be in the hand of anybody. How do you now sell and still sell? How do you sell in debt? You sell, if you want to sell in debt, if this book is costing me 10,000 naira to produce, including the profit, and I want to sell in debt, I want to sell on credit, sorry to you. What is the unit cost of this book? If the unit cost is 5,000 naira, I will tell you this book is 10,000 naira, sir. Because you are credit worthy and I want to sell on credit to you, you have to bring 5,000 naira or 6,000 naira. So I know that my capital is with me. It is my profit that is with you. So that even if you don't pay back my profit, I can use the capital and reproduce to go sell to people who buy. So I wrote on how you can manage that in the book. Then the third part is growing and profiting in your business. There are several kinds of business. There's the sand business. I use an example, analogy. There's sand, there's stone, there's gravel. How do you know how your classes of where your business is? FSMG, fast consumable moving products. Are you in that line? People who do produce handkerchief, they will sell every day, but they will sell at a very low price, because people use handkerchief every day. When you sweat, you mop your face, right? So, but people who are into building of properties, right, development and building properties, it's not like handkerchief that people buy every day. How do you do? What do you do in between? So the book is really loaded. We've sold over 600 copies have been sold already. It means that over 600 human beings and businesses have their copy. So you can get it. I think you should put my number on the platform as it's scrolling down. My WhatsApp number is +23480 +23480 6347 1336 +23480 6347 1336 +23480 6347 1336. That's my WhatsApp number. You can send a WhatsApp message directly, and we're putting it on Amazon pretty soon. You can send me a DM on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram at Real Kingsley Ime on Instagram, on Twitter, and
Please
LinkedIn.
come again with the number.
I mean, on
+234.
Huh?
It's +23480.
Yes, 6347.
Okay.
1336.
6347 1336. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So you can see my number on the screen there. You can send me a WhatsApp message and I'm going to respond. You can go on Instagram, or beautiful. 634-713. That's my WhatsApp number. Send me a WhatsApp message. You could get a copy directly to you, or on Amazon. We're working on it. By the end of the month, we're going to put it up on Amazon, so you can go to Amazon and check it out and download. Sorry, an order, place an order for your copy. We're putting it on Bamboo Books as well and Okada Books as well. So all of those platforms, you start seeing them, so you can order for them. That's one. And then two, you can follow me on Facebook. Of course, it's scrolling down there, Kingsley Ime. On LinkedIn is the same spelling, Kingsley Ime on LinkedIn. While on Instagram, you just add real, REAL, and join Kingsley Ime together, one word. That's it. You find me on Twitter, or just search my name on all the platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. You will find me there. Thank you so much for having me, UEC.
All right, sir. So the ebook, do you have the PDF like ebook?
No.
Was more than that one.
We decided we're not doing. We decided we're not doing
Okay.
e-copies. It's hard copies. We don't want to do e-copies for
Okay.
this. Maybe we have subsequent
Okay.
books. We'll do e-books for them. But if you go on
Okay.
Amazon, probably you could pay for the Amazon Kindle, KDP, right? They call it KDP, right? You could just pay for that one. But if you want print on demand, it's going to be on the print on demand section. So you can also print it on demand. For now, for some reasons, we have decided that this is not going to have an ebook.
Okay.
Maybe in the
All right.
future,
The
we
hard
could
copy
decide
is
to do an
selling
ebook
for
for
how
it.
much? Here in Nigeria, the hard copy is selling for how much here in Nigeria?
You said what?
How much is the hard copy is selling for how much here in Nigeria?
All right, so in Nigeria, the hard copy is selling for 2,500 naira. On Amazon, probably when you see the price there, but Amazon is likely going to be around $7, but not more than $10 anyway,
Okay.
right? It's probably going to
Okay.
be around
So can the book be
$7 or
shipped
so.
for somebody in Lagos? How do I get it in Lagos here?
My God, we've people have bought this book from Lagos, Kaduna, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Owerri, Enugu, all over the place.
Wow.
We'll just
Wow.
ask where you are based, and then we add the shipping fee to the cost. And once you make the payment, we ship it across to you.
Okay. Okay. No problem. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for coming to UC Media Show. We've come to the end of the show, and this story is going global. I'm going to share. It's going global, and I have to bring more people. Thank you so much, sir, for honoring my invite. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone, for having me. Appreciate you guys. Keep
All
building,
right.
keep growing. Success is yours. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right. Bye, sir. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this video. Share this video. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. And thank you for watching. I love this. I really learned a lot. I learned a lot. And goodbye. See you. Bye for now.